It is Thursday, so that means we are back in Lynn Matava's kitchen. Lynn is a nutrition educator with the University of Maryland Extension.
Meat lovers, if you're looking for a great way to cook a delicious steak, then Lynn has the perfect recipe for you. Let's check it out.
It isn't often that I talk about preparing meat, especially red meat, and that's because American consumption ranks among the top meat consumption worldwide, so no one really needs to encourage us to eat it. Still, much of the meat we eat is really heavily processed. And since finding pleasure in the process on the road to health is extremely important, because if we don't enjoy what we're doing, it's really difficult to stick to it, I wanted to share some ways that we might be able to enjoy steak, cut down on some of the processed food, and this is a really affordable thing that we're going to do here today. So this is a London broil, and I'm going to show you a technique for cooking it that can be used to replace luncheon meat. It could be used to put on top of a salad to have a steak salad. And whenever we cook at home, remember, we're controlling the additives such as sugar, fat, and salt. Particularly here, salt, because a lot of processed meats are very, very high in added salt. So what we're going to do, I've got a London broil here that's about 2 pounds, and this one's about 1.5 inches thick. So I'm going to kind of break this down as we go through it and give you instructions that relate to a steak this size, and you'll just know that you have to adjust them if you get a different size steak. So we are going to pick out whatever spice seasoning we like. This is one that's just got a lot of garlic in it. It's not got a ton of salt. It's got a good amount of pepper, and I think it's got a little bit of crushed onions. But you could use whatever spice mix you want. You could just use a little pinch of salt and pepper, and I am rubbing both sides with it. So now we're going to put this below a broiler. Now, typically when you broil steak, you're told that you need to do it about 2 to 4 inches from the broiler. If I do that in my kitchen, I will set the smoke alarm off. So I do it about 6 inches away. That usually keeps it at a safe distance so that we don't have things sizzling and cracking up into the burner. And then this is going to go in for 6 minutes on one side and 4 on the other. Now that will make this a medium rare steak, which is about 130 to 135 degrees. That is not within our current recommendations for food safety guidelines. To reduce the risk of foodborne illness, we want to make sure our meat is cooked to about 160 to 165 degrees. So for every stage of doneness along the way that you want to cook this longer, you could do this a minute more on each side is going to get you to about medium, and a minute after that will get you to about well. And after we pull this out of the oven, we will take the temperature and see how it's doing. So I'm just going to put it in now. The guidelines for minimizing food safety have to do with making sure that we're not getting contaminants and things that might be in meat that can make us very sick. So this is especially consideration that we should take in for people that are very young, people that are very old, and people that have a higher risk of having foodborne illnesses, including those with weakened immune systems from things such as cancer, kidney disease, and other chronic conditions. So we're just gonna let this cook in the oven right now for, as I said, 6 minutes on one side, and we'll flip it over and do 4 on the other. So we've pulled our gorgeous steak out of the oven. It smells so good. And then what we need to do is check the temperature at the thickest part of the meat. This is a very inexpensive instant read thermometer. They're about $10 online. And I'm just placing it at the thickest part of the meat, and I'm putting it in until it's about halfway in. And I'm waiting till it reads it. And so my steak right now is at about 135 degrees, which makes this medium rare. Now, keep in mind, when you pull this out of the oven and put this foil over it, it's going to continue to raise in temperature from residual heat by about 3 to 6 degrees. So if you want a well done steak and you want to be able to make sure that you're being safe when you eat it, you want to make sure that it stays in the oven until it reads at least 155, and that'll get it up to 160 as it sits here and just rests a little. After it rests, we are going to slice it on the bias, which means this way against the grain, as thin as possible, and that's it. I really hope that this inspires you to get into the kitchen, and however you cook it and serve it, happy eating.
Now, as a reminder, we do have all the Nutrition Educator Lynn Matava's tips and tricks on our website. Just head on over to WMDT.com and click on the Good Morning Delmarva page.
And you can share your version of this delicious recipe by using the hashtag UMDYum.
I'll let Jake take this one because I don't eat steak. However, for my meatless version of it, I can assume like how good that would probably be.
Yeah, no, London broil is very good. I ate it a lot in college, actually. They had it every Tuesday. They would have it at one of the dining halls. So I enjoyed a London broil. I have not ventured into the steak myself yet. I don't think I'm advanced in cooking enough, but now I know.
Yes, for my family who eats meat, like I'm, very open to cooking for them, but steaks I don't know. I had a bad experience when I was little, and that kind of catered to why I don't know. I eat it, or I would eat it and just instantly see a cow in my head. So I cannot get past that.
I love steak, and I probably having red meat later today. So
nothing wrong with it. Yeah. I'll just be over here eating my meatless steak.
Hey, to each their own.